Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Thursday's Lunch and Learn. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Dan Adair-Wright. I'm the head of community at Enterprise Nation. And for today's session, we're going to be talking about how you can use YouTube to boost your business. Some of you might recognise today's guest. He has been here once or twice before. We're welcoming back Jeremy Mason today. If any of you don't know Jeremy, where have you been for a start? But Jeremy is the founder of MP.Video Productions. He is an advisor on Enterprise Nation, and he works with businesses to create video content that really attracts and engages customers. Today he's going to be talking about, as I say, how you can use YouTube to boost your business. And I'm going to keep this brief because I know he's itching to get started, but just for anyone that hasn't joined on these sessions before, we will be together for the next 30 minutes. Jeremy has prepared a presentation for us, and there should be time at the end for a few questions. So if you do have any questions, please do use the chat box throughout the session. The session will be recorded, and we will send you a link to that recording along with details of how you can connect with Jeremy as well after the event. So I'm going to leave you in Jeremy's very capable hands, and we're going to find out how to boost your business with YouTube.
Dan, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the intro there. First up, why should we even bother with YouTube and video? These are the latest stats that I could get hold of, but so this is basically 12 months old, a little bit over 12 months old. Just look here. So this is UK data. Searched online for a product or service to buy, 88%. So imagine the situation, right? You're a business owner, you've got a small business, and I would say, I think it's pretty fair to characterize the current situation we find ourselves business-wise as storm clouds gathering, I would say, is a mild way of putting it, right? Now, you've got 88.3% of people that are doing their initial searching for whatever they're deciding to buy online. That's 8 out of 10 people. That's the first thing they do, is go online to search for products, but also services as well. Because obviously today we're talking about service businesses particularly. And then you then go down sort of a couple of bits and you see that actually people then 85.5% of them, having watched a video, will then go on to purchase online too. So it's, it is vital. You need to take this with a pinch of salt because obviously it's what I do for a living, video, but it is vital that your business is visible online. And increasingly, because video is such an engaging format, all the platforms like LinkedIn, like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them, they realize that video is super engaging and is a brilliant way of keeping eyes on their particular platform. So they're incentivizing people to produce video. Google's the same, obviously. Google own YouTube, if you didn't know that. So, this is why using YouTube is so powerful, because not only are you obviously appearing on YouTube, which is the second most visited website in the world, it's also owned by the first most visited website in the world, which is Google itself. They're obviously linked. So if you get stuff done well on YouTube in terms of your optimization, and that you're really paying attention to creating videos that people genuinely are searching for. Now that is something that I'm going to be talking about next week, actually, because I'm doing a business.connected session next Thursday. There'll be some details later on in this presentation, but if you can, I'd really urge you to, come and see that too, because I'll go into a bit more detail about how you can actually look and search for and understand your audience and what they're wanting to watch, because it's all very well creating video that you think you quite like to create, but actually everything when it comes to marketing generally, but particularly with video marketing and video, it's all about the audience. It's not about what we want to do. It's about what the audience, it's about us as business owners helping the audience. That was a slight tangent, but this whole thing about really getting into the headspace and understanding your audience's needs and wants, that is so critical when it comes to creating effective video. A few facts here about the YouTube's 2 billion logged in users per month. So that's people who've got accounts. That's not taking into account people that don't have accounts, which will be a much bigger number. 2 billion logged in users per month. Okay, compare that with Facebook, and that's 2.7 billion per month. But these are logged in people, so the actual amount is way more than that. As I say, second most visited website, the first is Google. 1 billion hours of video are watched every single day. This is interesting. 50.9% of B2B decision makers use YouTube to research purchases. If you're not on YouTube, you're not even in the game. And that's my point. As I say, I know I'm a video evangelist, you may say. So, you know, like I say, I'm all about video. I love it. I'm passionate about it. I'm also really, really passionate about business. I'm passionate about small businesses succeeding online. There's an awful lot of noise. There's an awful lot of competition, but there are a lot of things that we can do as business owners. The barriers to entry in terms of creating video have never been lower. You can start making video on your phone. That's how, you know, and a lot of people that have started on YouTube have started in a very, very small way and then grown. So you don't need to invest masses and masses of cash. You need to invest time. You need to invest an amount of money, but sensibly in the right software that works for you, given what you're trying to achieve with video and what the video goals you're setting for yourself and your business are. So you need to be careful about, you know, and thoughtful about what you're going to invest your money in terms of software. So there will be a financial outlay, but you can start small is the point. You know, and it's an effective way of reaching people. 70% of viewers bought from a brand after seeing it on YouTube. And that's according to Google's own research. So what? The big thing with YouTube, like Google, is YouTube is a search engine. People are typing in queries, and then your helpful videos are popping up in response to those queries. And that's why I say it's critical that you know and understand how to delve into that data so that you're understanding and you're seeing what the questions people are asking. Incidentally, talking of questions, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat, and hopefully I will whistle through this presentation at a rate of knots and we'll get to those questions. If we don't have time, I promise I will get a printout of the questions and I will create additional content specifically answering your questions. I really, really want to help you guys as business owners, as fellow business owners, to really grasp the nettle when it comes to video. I also want to know, let me know in the chat as well, what are the issues, if you're creating video, what are the issues you're coming up against? Because I want to know so I can help you, okay? Equally, if you've not started, why haven't you started creating video? What are the things that are stopping you from doing so? I really, really want to, this is what's so great about the Enterprise Nation community. Everyone's so motivated to do well. I want to help you succeed with video. That's my mission, particularly now. I mean, things are really getting tough for us business owners. I want to do my bit. I want to help you however I can to succeed with video. And like I say, there's no excuse not to try. Okay, we can be filming stuff on our phones. It's just a case of being thoughtful and intentional about the videos that we create, understanding who we're creating our videos for. People are going to YouTube to search for resolutions for their problems. That puts us as business owners in a really good light because we are helping customers. I believe personally that as a business owner, my job is to help my clients. That's just that's my vibe, right? That's what I'm all about, helping people. I'm not trying to flog stuff to people. I am helping my clients succeed with video. That's what I'm about, okay? So, you know, the fact that your YouTube is a place where people are asking questions, it puts us as business owners in a very powerful position to be able to empower and enable our clients or potential clients solve a problem. That creates a great amount of goodwill. It also allows us to show people, you know, to illustrate our expertise and our knowledge, you know, in a very practical way, because we are actually helping the people in the way that we would do if they were paying us. Do you see what I mean? Users on YouTube and Google are in a very different mode to socials. So if you provide valuable content that helps them and answer their questions, they will engage with you. And the more that you do that over a period of time, this is not a silver bullet. This will not make, you know, it's not going to make you £1 million in a couple of months. Video is a long game. Like with everything in life, it's about building genuine relationships, and those things take time. It takes maybe months, years. It depends on your niche. It depends what you're doing. It depends on the content you're creating. Some people get success relatively quickly within 3 to 6 months. Others, you know, for example, for me, it's taken a lot longer because it's marketing. There's a lot of people talking about marketing on YouTube and online. You know, there's a lot of shysters, frankly, out there. So there's a lot of noise for me to compete with. But you know what? In the last couple of years, I'm now in a really great position where I've got, you know, I'm working with some amazing small business owners, and, you know, I've got a constant stream of work coming in. That's taken me personally a couple of years to get to that position. SEO benefits because Google owns YouTube. SEO is search engine optimization, i.e. how Google categorizes your website, how it categorizes your content, and who it enables you in Google to then put your content in front of the right people so that they're delivering. Google, from Google's perspective, all they want to do is when someone types in a query, they want to give them the most relevant reply. So if you're creating content with that in mind, then you are onto a good thing, and you're likely, depending on, again, the competitiveness of the niche and what exactly you're talking about within, you know, the questions, which questions you're answering in terms of videos, then, you know, you stand a very good chance of ranking on page 1 of Google, which is exactly where you want to be. You can optimize your videos so that they're searchable on YouTube. And also, it's the only platform that pays creators for content. None of the others do. All of the other, you're just doing it for free. Okay. The caveat is that it's a tiny amount of money, but it's better than a poke in the eye with a burnt stick, isn't it? As my mum would say. The massive one, though, is that YouTube content is evergreen, unlike Twitter, unlike Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Okay. Now this says 20 days plus, but actually there are really good examples. If you don't date your video, by which you're not talking about something that's happening right now that is likely to not be relevant sort of next week or next year, if you're talking about perennial kind of subject matter, then actually, you know, it's quite possible to have videos that are 5 years old that are still bringing in viewers and are still bringing in revenue for you after the fact. So let's have a quick look at some case studies. I was going to actually show you these on YouTube, but please do go and look at these guys after this presentation. I just don't have time, sadly, in half an hour to go, you know, and show you what I'm talking about. But have a look at their videos. It's really good to model your content on what other people are doing. Don't copy it, just look at what they're doing. Look at how they structure their videos. How do they engage your, you know, how do they attract your attention and retain it? Look at their thumbnails. Thumbnails are really important. All this stuff, model people that are doing well, and then add your spin to it, because you do you in the way that you do it. You're unique. That's what makes you, that's what's going to make you a success. Right, so this guy, Artisan Electrics, electrician from Cambridgeshire, started YouTube in 2016, and he's been doing it really seriously for the last couple of years. In the last couple of years, he's gone from 1 himself, employee, sole trader type character, to 7 people. He now employs 6 other people. He started by creating how-to electrical type, you know, how to, you know, wire a plug, how to wire a switch, whatever it is. How-to tutorial videos, massive, really, really good things to start as a service business. How to, I'm an accountant, how to create, how to complete a tax return, everything you need to know about whatever your specialism is as a service business. Think about the questions you get asked on a regular basis by people that come across you. Okay, those are the questions you need to be answering in videos and putting them on YouTube. Okay, with a little bit of tweakery, jiggery pokery in terms of exact form of words, which we'll go into next week, so that, you know, you're answering a really good question rather than a question that millions of people have already answered, if you see what I mean. He started with how-to tutorial videos. He's now posting 3 times a week. He's now got enough money coming in from Google ads, you know, YouTube ads, to pay for a full-time videographer. He started on a phone, folks, on a phone, and he edited it on iMovie, which is free if you've got a Mac. Okay, really lo-fi. The key is, and this kills me, right, as a professional, because what I do, my day job, if you like, you know, I'm a TV cameraman and TV producer. It kills me. I'm all about the high, you know, bit showbiz, strictly putting it, you know, dipping it in glitter, that kind of stuff. However, actually, honestly, when it comes to creating your own content as a business owner, it's about authenticity. It's about the value that you give to your audience. It doesn't matter that you're filming it on a phone. People will stick around if they find your content interesting. It's all about how we as business owners can help our potential clients. Okay, so don't get hung up. Please don't get hung up on kit. I mean, I can bang on about kit and lenses and all the rest of it for ages and bore everyone's trousers off, right? But that's not what it's about. It's about really zeroing in on your head-to-head space of your potential customers and understanding how you can help them get from where they are right now to where they want to get to, even if it's in a small way. However you can help them, it will garner a lot of trust. It will start to build your reputation. And guess what? When they next need an XYZ, whatever you happen to offer, they'll come to you first because they've started to build know, like, and trust with you already. And that all happens much more on video than it does on a blog post or whatever. Okay, so that's why video is so powerful. Anyway, back to this. Artisan Electrics, 50% of his leads now come from his YouTube channel. 50%. So that in real kind of life means hundreds of inquiries per month that he's getting, that he's fielding about EV charging. He does a lot of things. He installs EV chargers. His kind of the thing that he started talking about a lot was EV chargers. And so half of his business is now based on that one very specific niche that he happened to get in on. He probably did the research. He probably worked out, you know, installing lighting or whatever. Loads of people are doing that. Maybe EV chargers, very specific thing, very niche. The riches are in, this doesn't work in English, but if you're American, the riches are in the niches. Okay, he said in a marvelous American faux accent. Anyway, also it's a great way of finding your next employees. Artisan Electrics man, can't remember his name, which is dreadful, so that's showbiz for you folks. He actually found 2 or 3 of his employees via YouTube because people got in touch and said, really like what you're doing, really, because people get to know you, you see, when you're creating video content, they get a sense of what it's like to work with you. Once you've created several, you know, if you're creating on a regular basis, and consistency is definitely a thing when it comes to YouTube, you've got to consistently create 1 video a week, upload 1 a week. That doesn't mean you have to film 1 a week. There are ways of doing it in such a way called batch filming, where you film maybe 4 to 5 in 1 session, and then that does your month, you know. So, you know, there are ways that you manage that workflow so it doesn't sort of get in the way of your day-to-day working so much. This is a guy I found, Plumber Parts, absolutely brilliant. Again, started in 2010, so slightly, you know, he's been going longer. He's also created a lot more videos. So again, this is about sort of being realistic about what we can achieve on YouTube. Okay, I've personally now done about 150 videos, I think, and you know, it's doing okay. The bottom line for me is it's working really well. I'm getting a really steady flow of people coming to me, which is exactly what I wanted. But you know, he is up there in terms of his videos. He's done 567 videos. You know, he's at 278,000 subscribers. So, you know, that's really good. But then he's done over 500 videos, and he's been doing it for a long time. He's been doing it for 12 years. So, you know, this is a long game, folks. However, for this young man, and it's very difficult when it comes to guessing how much people are making out of YouTube, because it totally unutterably depends on the niche that they're in and how much businesses, frankly, are willing to pay for the ads that go in front of his content. And that varies. That's like a market. It goes up and down. However, he will be earning around about £2,000 to £3,000 a month just from the ad revenue. Okay, so that's quite good. Now, I wouldn't say, in fact, I would advise against you starting a YouTube channel to make money in that way, because it takes a long time to do it. And also you're not focused on the right thing, in my opinion. You need to be focused as a business owner on helping your customers, end of, right? If you end up making millions of quid out of it, brilliant. But equally, like me, if it's a very comparatively small channel, well, that's fine, because there are still people who are getting value from what I'm doing, and I'm getting emails from people, and that's enough for me. And also, like I say, it's translating into clients that I'm working with. So it's working for me. It's just doing it on a very small scale, because my business is not a volume business anyway, if that makes sense. It depends on what business you're in. He covers how-tos again and product reviews. He's got an Amazon store, so he links in his videos to his Amazon store. So not only is he getting the ad revenue from the actual videos from YouTube, he's also earning income from an Amazon store. People, oh, I've got this XYZ piece of trickery, you know, in terms of tools or whatever. This is great, go and buy it. And also he's doing affiliate income as well. So he might be being sponsored by companies that have plumbing parts or whatever. So there are multiple different ways of getting income going from YouTube. And actually, affiliate income is a worthwhile thing to do, depending on what you're affiliating with. Software tends to be quite good. So imagine you are an accountant, and I'm making this up, but imagine if you start talking about Xero or an accounting package. I'm imagining most of these companies have an affiliate scheme where if you have a particular little number or a link, and you can send people from your videos to Sage or to Xero or to whoever, QuickBooks or whatever. And then if those people then end up buying that software, you then get a little bit of a referral fee. You know, if you're doing that, you can start doing that relatively early days, and you know, it might be 20 quid or whatever, but it still makes a difference. This guy, Accounting Stuff, started in 2018. He's now got literally just under 500,000 subscribers, and craziness, right? He's a qualified accountant. He covers accountancy basics like how-tos, but from the perspective of, I want to be a bookkeeper, I need to learn about balancing books or whatever the accountants say. I'm rubbish. You can tell I don't do the books in my business. You know, but it's very specific and it's very, very technical. If I wanted to learn how to become a bookkeeper, this is the place I would go. Also, though, he does do product reviews. So he does those product reviews about Xero and Sage and all the other sort of things as well. So he's probably doing kickback deals with them, I would imagine. He's also, though, in terms of content, he's also doing the life of an accountant as well. So people that want to, you know, it sort of mirrors the these are the accountancy basics. I want to become an accountant. What is being an accountant like? So, you know, it's a really good variety of content that he's creating. Cheat sheets, he sells those for a few quid, but he's got literally 500,000 people watching his stuff. So, you know, he's making a few quid, which is great news. Potential YouTube revenue streams. Let's quickly whistle through this. So like I've said, you've got affiliate income. You could also create, like the guy before, the accountants man, he created his own products. So you could do that too. You could create an online course, or you could just do cheat sheets, depending on what you're doing. And then, of course, you've got your ad revenue. There are actually loads of other things you can do too with YouTube, but those are just 3 things that you could start with. So, you know, don't forget as well, these are effectively adverts for you and your business as well, these little videos that you're creating. So I think it's quite a powerful reason to be investing your time and effort in creating valuable video content. These are the 3 types of videos that I think you should be making to begin with. How-to videos, huge, because fundamentally YouTube is a search engine. People are saying, how do I XYZ? Answer those questions, create those videos. Product reviews. Even as a service business, I use software products all the time. So how about I do a review on, you know, Adobe Rush, the editing thing, or whatever, you know, software I'm using, because then I can have affiliate relationships with those companies. And if anyone then goes off and decides that that software is for them, and they then end up subscribing to it, I then get a little bit of a kickback from that. The other really good kind of type of video to be making are Q&A videos, because they are a great way of really starting to understand your audience, which is massively critical when it comes to creating videos. You really get an idea very quickly of what problems your audience have got, and therefore what problems you need to be creating content around how to solve. Okay, it also starts people understanding what you're going to be like to work with potentially. And also it's a way of you demonstrating your skills and your expertise in what you do. Very quickly, because I know we're sort of fast running out of time, there's a couple of YouTube tools that I use. Wave.Video, I love. This is a brilliant way. There is a bit.ly link there. It is an affiliate link. You still get charged the same. It's a free one actually to start. But the brilliant thing about Wave.Video, there are other ones around that do similar things. It's a way of you starting right now, today, now, creating videos, even if you've not got a camera. Okay, you can, it's a platform that allows you, it's a live streaming studio. You might not want to get straight into that, but it allows you to create social ads. It allows you to create content using library footage. It is brilliant. I use it all the time. I only recommend stuff I use. There is a free version. The paid version starts at $16 per month. It is a brilliant way, and this is how I use it, to reversion your video content. So you make a video and then you go, actually, I need a little square one to go on Instagram. It's easy to do that in this software. It's brilliant. So it maximizes your efficiency right from the word go. So I use it for reversioning my socials videos. I use it for creating social shorts videos. I also use it for creating video ads for socials. Wave.Video, bit.ly link there if you want to have a look at it. It's brilliant. I love it. If I appreciate I'm going through this at a rate of knots, I'm hoping that your brains aren't leaking out of your ears. If you'd like to go into all of this into more detail and have more accountability to actually go through this, not at a rate of knots like we're going now, but actually carefully and with thought, and you know, really zeroing in on what you're wanting to achieve in your business and coming up with brainstorming ideas. I'm starting a course which is called Entrepreneur's Video Masterclass. It is all about creating client attracting videos within 6 weeks or less. There will be a cohort starting within the next month, TBC exact dates. If you are interested, please let me know and put your email address in the chat if you think that is something that would help you. In terms of price points, I think it's going to be around about £500, because I'm very conscious of what's going on right now, and actually I don't want price to be a thing. It's a 6-week course, and it's going to be taught live in a small group, limited numbers, because I want people to really get individual attention. And it's all about that. It's all about us really getting to the bones of how we can make video work for your business and attract customers ultimately to your business. So definitely ping your details in the chat if you're interested in that. Right, go away and think about these things, right, before you jump. I mean, it's great to go and start making videos, and I would encourage you to do that, because your first videos, let's be frank, if you haven't started, will be your worst videos. Practice makes perfect, right? But please think about the goals behind all this. What do you want the videos to achieve? You need to be intentional, like I said, with your video creation. Also, audience, so important. Who are they? Where do they live online? What platforms are they on? How can you help them? Okay. And thirdly, customer lifetime value. How much is a client worth to you? How much time / money is it worth you investing in creating all this content to bring in a new client? And also, don't forget about your existing clients. Help them as well. Yeah, all of the stuff, all of these things, if you go on to bit.ly business-growth- with video, that's my YouTube channel. There's over, like I say, over 100 videos. I talk about all of this kind of stuff on that. So I know it's a bit of a cop out because it is 12:30, but go and have a look there. Quickly, vidIQ is a great YouTube tool. It allows you to get under the skin of YouTube analytics. see what's working, see what you need to work more on. This is kind of more relevant for next week, so I'm teeing up next week's thing. Keyword topic research. What are people wanting to watch? What is going well on YouTube? Making videos that people want to watch. It sits within your YouTube Creator Studio. It's a little thing, it's a Chrome extension as well. I use it every single day to come up with titles, to come up to really understand what people are searching for. Okay, so it's a key thing that I use every single day. It has a free version and there's a paid version. Obviously there's paid versions as well, so have a look there. If you are really looking at doing something on YouTube, I would definitely get the free version of vidIQ and start using that, and start thinking strategically about creating content that your audience is going to want to watch, that your audience, it's all about us helping your audience, or your people. Next week, as I said before, Business Connected, so that's the 6th of October, 11 to 11:30. We're going to be talking about four pillars of successful video, how to find out what your potential customers want to watch, critical steps to how, what you can do next. Okay, how I can help you very quickly. I do one-to-one consulting and training, the small group training, like I talked about, video production. There is our website. Helpful resources, the YouTube channel is there. The algorithmic, if you don't know what to say in your videos, there is a tool, and I take you through the step-by-step process that I use so that that never happens, so you're always knowing what to say and what to talk to your audience about. If you want to have a discovery call with me, I'd really like to know where you're at with video in your business, and fundamentally how I can help you. That was absolutely all right, Dan. You look stunned.
That was pretty good timing for you, Jeremy. That was record time, I think. I'm impressed.
There's always too much to talk about. There's always too much to talk
about. I know, and I love that you're promoting your webinar next week for us as well. It's brilliant, doing our jobs for us. As always, love listening to you. So many great tips in there, and if we learned nothing else today, we've learned that you're a Strictly fan, so that was something we didn't know previously.
Well, there you go. I mean, I work on Strictly every now and again.
Okay. Well, we've had a few questions come in. Obviously we are overrunning. There's a few coming on email as well, but one sort of overarching question, or sort of more comment really, that we're getting through, and that often seems to be the case on your session, is people who just don't feel that either what they've got to say is interesting enough, or that they're confident enough getting in front of the camera. You're very vulnerable, aren't you, on camera? It's not like a social post or a blog. Any last minute tips for people that don't feel they've got that confidence to get on camera and be vulnerable?
Do you know what? It's and there is no silver bullet to this, but it really is about it's about giving yourself grace. Okay, it's a huge learning curve. I mean, and this is from someone who spent his entire, my career has been behind the camera, and 2 or 3 years ago I thought I need to make the jump. I'm telling people video is great, but I'm never on video. So even for me, who I work in this environment all the time, it is, like you say, it makes you feel very, very vulnerable. You just need to practice. And it can be as basic as doing things like talking in the mirror to yourself. Also, don't forget, you can practice. Start filming yourself on your phone. You don't have to put them anywhere. No one needs to see them. Don't be overcritical, in terms of your the way that you're presenting. Just practice, and the more that you do, the better you'll get. But it's really important to give yourself the chance to improve. Don't judge yourself really harshly. And in terms of people saying, I don't know what to talk about, it really depends on what your particular service is, but there will always be stuff. There's this thing called the burden of knowledge, right? Which is, we spend all our days. So in my case, I spend all my time making videos and, working on Strictly and doing fun things like that. So when I'm meeting someone, the immediate sort of thought is, oh, well, you kind of know what I'm talking about straight away. But actually, most people don't. Most people have never been into a TV studio. Most people don't know necessarily how a camera works, or how to, you know, use an auto cue or things like that, or how to use sound and things like that. It's all easy to learn. But the point is that within whatever you do as a profession, whatever service you're offering your clients, there will be stuff that you think super basic and you assume that everyone knows it, but they won't. So my tip is start from zero. Assume people know nothing and build from there. The first few videos, really, in terms of talking about how-tos and that kind of thing on YouTube, is literally start from like, this person knows nothing about accountancy. You know, how do you find an accountant? What does an accountant do? How can an accountant help my business? I'm talking like really basic stuff like that. And then you'll start to build, you know, then you can get, you know, much more, you know, in depth and specific and everything like that. But start from zero and assume people know nothing. And also think about what your email, you know, if people email you with queries, or when you're at a trade show, or what do people ask you on a day-to-day basis, and start there. And also a really good tip is just email all your clients and say, listen, I'm thinking about doing some videos. What would really help you? How could I help you? You know, and just ask people, because that's what people forget to do the whole time, is to actually have a conversation with the people that they're interacting with, you know, that their clients, you know, their clients that they've got already. And it is a bit odd, but you just be honest. I think it's the best thing, Dan. You know, don't try, because you're not going to come across as being stupid. It's just, I want to help you. Like in this case, I want to help business owners who are either starting out or have a business and aren't quite sure about video, or whatever the situation is. There is no shame in me saying to these lovely people here on this webinar right now, look, I want to know how I can help you best. I don't know how I can do that because I don't know your individual situations. I would love to help you. So just let me know. So just do that, but for your people, you know, and it can just be it can be a thing after a meeting, or, you know, if you've done a quote, or if you're on a phone call or a pitch or whatever, just kind of as a little aside. I just really like to know, like, what could I do to make this easier for you? How can I help you? You know, I think that's the thing. I think you can it's a sort of thing that gets forgotten really easily. That sort of, you know, I just want to help people, you know.
And I think that answers something else that comes up, particularly on these webinars where we're talking to perhaps more service-based businesses. They don't necessarily think that their service is, I don't know, maybe like the most sexy topic, for example. You know, they haven't got a sparkly little product to show off. And I think sometimes they're concerned that what they're talking about might not be that compelling. But I think that what you just said there, what is the question that people ask you the most? I mean, that was already compelling content if that's the question that people are constantly asking you. So yeah, I think that's really useful when we're talking particularly to service-based businesses. I'm really conscious of time. I swear these half hours just get shorter and shorter, but we have reached the end of today's session. As always, it's always a pleasure to have you on Lunch and Learn and all of our webinars, Jeremy. We're so grateful to you as ever. Thank you so much for giving up your time. Just a reminder, obviously, you can connect with Jeremy on Enterprise Nation. We will share his details with you this afternoon as well. And if you're watching us back on demand, just click on Jeremy's face below this video. We'll be back tomorrow. Jeremy will be back next week. Enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. And Jeremy, thanks so much again. An awesome session.
It's an absolute pleasure. Best of luck, everyone. And if you can, join us next week, because I'll go into a bit more gritty detail about how to make video work for your business. Best of luck. Go out there and smash it.
Cheers.
Take care, guys.